Hi, it's Knight1975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Xbox. And today I thought I'd do a video going into what PvP piracy is all about, what it's really like. Most of the time, a lot of the time, you're going to have situations like this. This is the usual no cargo, free to go. And then you have half an hour, 40 minutes of looking at the star, waiting for someone else to turn up, and then that other person turns up, and they have no cargo and they're free to go. And that's going to be basically an hour of your life spent doing PvP piracy. You can get no customers. Me and Polo did Soul the other night. Well, I think we had a single customer in like 3 hours. That happens, you know. Some nights you have good nights, some nights you don't have, very good nights. You don't meet anyone. A lot of the time you meet people who are bounty hunting. They have no interest in carrying cargo. So, you get a lot of no cargo free to goes. And because we're honorable roleplay pirates, if you don't have any cargo, we're not going to try and kill you or do anything like that. We are just going to let you go. And so it's one of those things. A lot of people cannot handle that because they get bored, they get frustrated, and then they want to start killing things. So a lot of people in this game started out as roleplay pirates trying to do the right thing, and then because the amount of combat loggers or the amount of people that have like no cargo, the whole you need tons of patience to sit there and just sit there staring at the star. People get fed up, people get bored, and then they end up going off and going on murder sprees. I've seen it happen a lot of times. It does take a special kind of mentality and patience to play as a roleplay pirate. Especially when on the nice end of the spectrum. We're not the sort of roleplay pirates that just rip you out of Super Cruise, shoot your drives out totally, and leave you spinning dead in space before we then mug you. We usually ask for cargo. We're quite polite about it. We give you plenty of opportunity to escape while we're sat there typing messages to you. We are what's known as nice roleplay pirates. We like to pirate people. We like to make, get some cargo, but we're not just wantonly slaying people. Ripping people out of Super Cruise, shooting their drives out and leaving them for dead. There is an etiquette to the way we pirate. And that patience, that can take it out of some people. Also, we have certain rules that are restrictive to some people. The whole not killing for no reason, that sort of thing. So we do get the odd member that comes through that leaves because they don't like the restrictions of our rules, and they end up, going off to join a group with much freer regulations. We've had members that have been with us that have again gone on to start their own squadrons because they didn't like the restriction of the no primo and the restriction of not being able to kill people. So they've gone off and started their own squadron, which is more in line with their values, and that's all fine. One of the reasons why the Dark Marauders is a small squadron is because we have a weird play style, and some people just find it annoying and irritating. I can understand it. I've pirated for 4.5 hours in a stint and had 3 people turn up and they all combat logged. It happens. That sort of stuff drives certain people insane. Me, I just chalk it up and then go on the next day, because ultimately Elite Dangerous is basically my hangout, where I hang out with people, chat rubbish, and have some fun pirating. That's basically what Elite Dangerous is to me. It's my fun hangout. I don't take the game too seriously. I don't worry too much about what goes on in game. I just chill out, relax, talk bollocks with a load of people from around the world, and and various people drop in from groups that are much more killy than us. There are a lot of people out there that play for groups that love to kill people, and there are very few groups that want to be roleplay pirates. There's a lot of PvP groups, and I'd never recommend a PvPer join the Dark Marauders. It was no surprise when Modern Heracles left us to go to NTFS, because he wasn't big into the piracy and he really wants to get into PvP, and we are not a PvP group, so he went off to go to a PvP group. Kind of obvious, kind of exactly what you'd expect. We are a fun roleplay pirate group that don't take ourselves too seriously, don't give a monkeys what other people think about us as a group. We do I get sent some hilarious statements from certain people claiming all sorts of things about my squadron, and it's really, really funny. Most of the time it's just crazy projection and salt, to be honest, but we're not a PvP group. We don't care if we're not held in the highest esteem by the PvP community. I mean, we're not bothered. I don't think anyone I know in the Dark Marauders has a meta lance. Like, I can't think of a single member of the Dark Marauders who has a meta lance to their name. We had a couple of members that were very good at PvP and would fly them. I mean, Ghost Reptilian is still technically a member. I think he's got a meta lance somewhere hidden away. Decador used to run a meta lance, but he's retired from the game. You know, there's very few members of the Dark Marauders that have, you know, any care or want for PvP, and even the ones that were respected in PvP or, you know, very good at killing people in PvP generally ran weird and wonderful builds, or fun. We do like to be further from the meta the better. I mean, what point would there be to a Dark Marauder owning a meta lance anyway? It's got no cargo space, no hatch breakers, no collector limpets, no manifest scanner, and to be honest, if you're spending all your time sweating out being good at PvP, how much time are you genuinely going to be spending pirating? And why would you be in a pirate group? You just join a PvP squadron, to be fair. It's kind of ridiculous, but you know, that is the way of things. There are certain people out there who sort of make weird and wonderful comments on Discord, like trying to shame us for not being a PvP group. And it's like, okay, I don't give a fuck. Like, honestly don't care. I'm not a PvPer. I don't care if you're better than me at PvP. I don't do it. Like, I'll have the fun fights for fun queues and I'll mess around doing some PvP for fun, but I'm not going to enter a tournament. I have no ego to feed. I'm not some person who really cares about how good or not good I am at PvP in a video game. You know, I do what I want to do and have fun doing it. Yeah, and they just kind of don't get the fact that we don't care. It is kind of obvious we don't care, considering the majority of the time we spend in this game is in ships that do piracy, not combat. Somebody was saying I counter build everyone in combat. It's like, well, I don't even have that many combat ships, so I don't even know how I'd be able to do that. I have more pirate ships than I have combat ships. I have more trade ships than I have combat ships. You know, it's just one of those things. I'm not a PvPer, so I don't have that many PvP ships. I don't think that's much of a surprise. But anyway, so after all the fun and shenanigans of sitting around waiting, this was my second customer in this 35 to 40 minute spell, and yeah, it was another no cargo free to go. And yeah, that is what happens when you're a roleplay pirate in this game. You know, you might not get any customers, and when you do get customers, they might not have any cargo. And yeah, that's why you have to be super patient and enjoy looking at the star and doing very little, chatting with your friends and hanging out, because when you're a roleplay pirate, you know, piracy is really tough. It is really hard to find people to pirate, and a lot of the time you'll just have interactions like this. You know, no cargo, free to go. And then that's it. Just go back to waiting at the star, watching the star, waiting for the next player to drop in so you can see if they've got cargo. And then the next and the next. You know, it can be hours out here just watching the star, dropping in and out, waiting for cargo. That's the fun of this game. That's the multiplayer element of this game. Some days you get lucky and meet loads of people and make loads of money and get loads of cargo. Other days you just sat around waiting for hours. But, you know, that's why we take 1 ton as a victory. We're roleplay pirates in this very big space with very few players in it. So, you know, sometimes that's just the way it is. But that's why I love it. You never know what's going to happen. That's all. Thank you very much for watching.